Look at the ingredient list on your chapstick right now. Ingredient number 1 is petrolatum. That's petroleum jelly. The same base material as motor oil lubricant, refined for cosmetic use. And it is in there not to heal your lips, not to hydrate them, but to seal them, to create an airtight barrier on the surface so your lips feel instantly smoother. That sensation is real. But what's happening underneath that barrier is the reason you've gone through 6 of these in the last year and your lips are still cracking every winter. Give me 3 minutes. Because what I'm about to show you takes almost no time to make, costs almost nothing. And once your lips stop needing it every 2 hours, you'll understand exactly what was happening inside that little tube. First, the loop. Because this didn't happen by accident. Your lips have no oil glands. Every other part of your skin produces its own sebum, a natural oil that forms a protective barrier and retains moisture. Your lips can't do that. They rely on a thin outer membrane and a small amount of natural saliva coverage to stay protected. That membrane is genuinely fragile, and it needs mild, consistent support to stay intact. That's a real vulnerability, and it's exactly the vulnerability the lip balm industry was built to sit on top of. Petrolatum is an occlusive agent. When you apply it, it sits on the skin surface and creates a seal. That seal traps moisture underneath, which is why your lips feel immediately better. But because the moisture is being held in by an external barrier, your lips receive a signal that their job is done. The cellular processes that maintain the outer membrane, the natural turnover, the production of lipids that keep that membrane intact, slow down. Your lips outsource their own maintenance to the product. Over time, that outsourcing becomes dependency. Pull the product away, and the membrane is now less capable of holding moisture on its own than it was before you started using it. You haven't been healing your lips for the last 3 years. You've been managing a condition the product helped create. And that's just ingredient number 1. Scroll further down the ingredient list, and you'll find phenol, sometimes listed as phenyl or carbolic acid, depending on the formulation. Phenol is a topical anesthetic, mild but real. It numbs the surface. And this is the part the company has never been required to put plainly on the label. Phenol is also a mild keratolytic. That means it chemically exfoliates the outer layer of skin cells. It removes dead cells from the surface, which briefly makes lips feel smoother and look fresher. But it also removes part of the protective barrier those cells were forming. So you apply the product, the petrolatum seals the top, the phenol removes cells from underneath, your lips feel better for about 2 hours, and then the barrier is thinner than when you started. Camphor and menthol are in there too, in most formulations. These create the cooling sensation you associate with the product working. They also cause mild vasodilation, increased blood flow to the surface, which temporarily plumps the tissue and feels like relief. But vasodilation also increases moisture loss through the skin. The cooling sensation is real. The moisture loss happening at the same time is also real. You're experiencing both simultaneously and only registering one. A closed loop inside a tube the size of your thumb. Apply it, feel better, lose more moisture, need it again in 2 hours. The average chapstick user applies it 4 to 10 times a day. The average household goes through 8 to 12 lip balms a year at $3 to $5 each. That's $24 to $60 a year every year on a product that thrives specifically on the lips, never fully recovering. So let me walk you through how to break that loop for good. The ingredients list is short. Coconut oil, pure unrefined coconut oil, the kind that's solid at room temperature. A jar at Walmart or any grocery store runs about $7 and will last 2 years of making this. Unrefined matters. Refined coconut oil has had its natural fatty acid profile stripped out, and those fatty acids are doing the actual work here. Beeswax pellets. Any craft store carries them. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or Amazon. A 1-pound bag costs around $10 and will make enough lip balm to supply your household for several years. If you have a beeswax candle in your house right now, you've already got the raw material. Raw honey, 1 teaspoon, whatever's in your pantry. Raw is better than processed because it retains its natural humectant properties, meaning it actively pulls moisture from the air into your skin rather than just sealing existing moisture in. That single property is the core difference between this recipe and what's in the commercial tube. Optional, 2 or 3 drops of peppermint essential oil if you want that cooling sensation without the camphor. Purely cosmetic. It doesn't change what the recipe does, it just makes the transition feel familiar if you've been using mint lip balm for years. Total first-time cost for all materials, around $17. Cost per individual lip balm tube you make from those materials, roughly 18 cents. Making it takes about 4 minutes. Measure 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of beeswax pellets into a small glass bowl or heat-safe measuring cup. Set that over a small saucepan of barely simmering water. You're making a double boiler, no direct heat. You want slow, gentle warmth. Stir occasionally until both are fully melted and combined, which takes about 4 minutes. Then add your teaspoon of raw honey and stir for another 60 seconds. The honey won't fully blend in. It stays slightly separate, and that's fine. It works at the surface level, regardless of whether it's evenly distributed. Pull it off the heat. If you're adding peppermint oil, it goes in now. 2 drops, 1 stir. Pour immediately into empty lip balm tubes. A set of 50 tubes on Amazon runs about $6, or into a small flat tin. An old Altoids tin is exactly the right size and works perfectly. The mixture sets at room temperature in 20 minutes. In the refrigerator, 5 minutes. No petrolatum, no phenol, no camphor, no occlusive seal that prevents your lips from doing their own maintenance. What this does instead, the beeswax forms a breathable protective layer. It coats the surface without sealing it airtight, so natural moisture exchange continues underneath. The coconut oil delivers real fatty acids that the outer membrane can absorb and actually use, not just slide over. The honey pulls ambient moisture toward the surface continuously. Your lips are being supported, not replaced. Most people who make the switch notice something in the first 2 weeks. They're reaching for it less often, not because they're consciously trying, because they actually need it less. That's the cellular maintenance mechanism coming back online. 2 things worth adding while we're here. If your lips are severely cracked or have been in the petrolatum loop for years, add half a teaspoon of shea butter to the recipe. Shea contains tritterpene compounds with documented anti-inflammatory properties that accelerate repair on damaged skin. A small container of raw shea butter at any health food store or online runs about $8, and a single container will outlast everything else in this recipe. If you want a tinted version, add a grain of rice-sized scrape of any lipstick you already own before pouring. It blends in, gives a natural tint, and the formula underneath is identical. That's also the version that tends to get shared. Something I want to be straight about. If you've been using conventional lip balm daily for years, the first week off, it will feel uncomfortable. Your lips will feel drier before they feel better. That's not the recipe failing. That's the cellular mechanism waking back up after being dormant. Most people are through the adjustment in 5 to 10 days. Some find it easier to use the homemade version as a bridge rather than stopping cold. Both approaches get to the same place. Also, not every commercial lip balm is equally bad. Plain petroleum jelly, straight Vaseline, no additives, is less problematic than medicated lip balms because it doesn't contain phenol or camphor. It still creates the occlusive dependency over time, but it doesn't actively thin the barrier the way the medicated versions do. If you're stuck somewhere without materials and need something tonight, plain Vaseline is the least harmful option on the drugstore shelf. But it's still the beginning of the loop, just a slower version of it. Here's what I keep coming back to with this one. Lip balm was invented in the 1880s by a physician named Dr. Fleet. A simple wax and oil base in a small tin, designed to heal chapped lips. You applied it, the lips healed, you stopped using it. That was the entire design. The product was meant to make itself unnecessary. At some point in the 20th century, the formula was rebuilt around compounds that felt more immediately effective. The anesthetics, the cooling agents, the keratolytics. Every addition made the first 30 seconds of application feel better. And every addition made the lips slightly less capable of functioning without the product. Better experience, longer dependency, higher repurchase rate. The product got better at being used and worse at being finished. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, a spoonful of beeswax, a teaspoon of honey. That's what a lip balm looked like before someone figured out how to make your lips need it. If you got something out of this, hit like. It puts this in front of the next person applying chapstick for the 5th time today, wondering why their lips never actually recover. And if you want to see the same dependency loop pulled apart in a product you probably used this morning, the next video does exactly that. See you on the next one.